I've been trying to record this for like 3 different times for like an hour collectively now. But I just had a goal of like 2 videos a month, and that's not happening. Oh yeah, I did not plan this. I'll see if this ends up being low effort or not. I've like almost got inspiration from that one channel that does weird parody videos of different fandoms, and those are funny. I was just thinking I should just do a video on every single weird community I was online, because there were so many. Like, I was one of the first iPad kids. I've been on the internet for so long. Did you know my first YouTube video is like 11 years old and I still have it up? That's pretty funny, I think. To start, I guess, what even would the first thing worth mentioning even be? I feel like I divide things up into 3-year sections. For example, a long time ago, when Angry Birds, the mobile game, was popular, I was interested in that for like 3 years. After that, the next thing I obsessed over was Ugly Dolls, which was those weird plushies, and then that dumb movie that everyone forgot existed, including me. And then after that, what even was it? Oh, probably like Geometry Dash. Yeah, I just have sections focused on something super specific for a long time. Yeah, I guess the first one of those would be Angry Birds. I really liked those for some reason. Or how did I even get into that? I don't remember. Well, I guess it was on like every person's phone. I wasn't even into the actual game that much. I was kind of afraid to ask for the full version of the game, so I only had like the free version. Well, actually, I remember on the App Store there was Angry Birds HD, and I thought HD meant it had all the levels and was the paid version, but no, I just downloaded the free version again. And my point is, I wasn't even into the game that much. I liked the plushies and thingamabobs that they had, because in elementary school we had a daycare thing after, and I brought all my Angry Birds plushies and we threw them at the pigs. And I also had like super big squishy plushies. Before Squishmallows were cool, Angry Birds was doing it first. Part of it might have been the colors. I love colors. This sounds so dumb. For some reason the designs were so fun, because like when I saw the plushies advertised in the game, I was like, whoa, this is so cool. Like, there wasn't any reason for me to like them, but I did. But yeah, that happened a lot when I was younger. I just like things for no reason. So the part of this that matters is that there are super weird Angry Birds animations that I used to watch when I was younger. I have the vague memory of like a chain reaction animation where it's just badly modeled Angry Birds characters doing stuff. Funny thing, a YouTube guy that I watched did a video on weird animations like that. It's by Grampersand. Who knows why that's the username, but whatever. Watch that one. That's actually relevant. I didn't find many weird stuff on YouTube, actually. I stayed in the communities that I like. So yeah, I watched like Angry Birds videos probably. Just a little bit. Around this time too, maybe it was a bit later or sooner, the next weird community I was a part of was the Flipnote community, because that was so fun. It was that Nintendo app where you made goofy animations and shared them. So many people were making animations about how they hated Justin Bieber. Give colored stars if you want to kill Justin Bieber. It was just popular memes at the time, and people posted that stuff online, and I did some stuff too. I wish I had them saved, but I don't. The reason why I mentioned this after is I think I made some Angry Birds animations. I feel bad for everyone who watched those, but maybe it's a good thing that they weren't saved. I got one animation where you could take pictures with this software, and I just took pictures of that SpongeBob Band Geeks episode and synced it up with some unrelated song, I think. I got colored stars for that one, even though it was terrible. I wanted to use those on the colorful backgrounds for your profile, but I accidentally used them on some random Flipnote when I found out you can give colored stars, and I used all of them. I don't know what else to say about that. I think you all get what was so fun about that. I don't know what the modern equivalent of that would be. There isn't a creation app that has sharing in it right now. Like, even like Scratch. Oh, I completely forgot to mention Scratch. I should do that, because that was around this time too. I will do that now. I was on Scratch a lot. I learned it pretty quickly. I figured out easily what all the different blocks did. and how they go together. But I made like some dumb Angry Bird stuff, and the thing I'll mention after this ugly doll stuff, I actually have so many things posted on there. It was at least 100. A lot of my stuff is like not finished. Maybe I should have talked about ugly dolls first, because that's like everything I posted on there. But on that app, it's like you program things for visual coding, video games or animations, and then you post it just like Flipnote Studio. And there's some really fun creator people on there that's worth going on there for. Some people you just follow because they found your stuff, like the follow for follow thing. I know there was one person who even after many years, they still remembered me somehow. Oh yeah, it was because we like shared the same interest in ugly dolls, which I should have mentioned earlier, but I'll just mention it now. This is the section where I talk about that. I actually do know how I found them. I was actually looking for a weird yellow robot thing. It's like a blob and it moves around and dances. I saved up for one. It was like $50. But when I went to Toys R Us and I found a section for them, they were discounted a lot. They were only $20, so I got 2 of them, but I had $10 left over. I was just looking around and there was a section for colorful plushies that looked goofy. Each one was $5, so I got 2. I got a blue dog thing and a pink, I think, pig thing, yeah. One was called Ugly Doll. If I remember right, I got Piglet or something, but whatever. They were so fun. They had such funny designs, and every time I went to Toys R Us, I pretty much just got one. Well, eventually I got like 60 or 70 of them, just the plushies, in different sizes too. I had 5 keychains on my backpack at one point. Okay, but the reason why they stuck with me so much was the lore. They had tags on them that had information about them, like what they like and stuff, and they had jokes in them. And their books, they had the ugly guides to the uglyverse. It just included funny stuff about the city they are in, Ugly Town, and what all of them are like and what they do with each other. They're still pretty funny. Like, all of the Ugly Doll stuff I still like. I actually think it inspired my art style a little bit because of my dumb, somewhat expressionless faces I always end up drawing. But the actual community part of this was all of those scratch projects that people made. Actually, I was probably making half of them. Most of this was on YouTube though, because there were channels that were completely dedicated to making episodes of Ugly Dolls with their plushies. The most popular had 60 to 100 episodes, like videos of them moving the plushies around and making them act out stuff. It's like stop motion without actually doing stop motion. I guess I don't even know what the word for it is. There were some funny ideas for it. There was one where one of the Ugly Dolls gets invited to a cult where people wear napkins on their heads, and I think at the end the cult ends up being real. Their god, which is probably like a duck thing, comes down from the heavens and all the disbelievers have to think again. I think someone made Olympics. I think they're inspired by Total Drama Island, but I didn't even watch it. The Ugly Dolls got like eliminated over time by doing challenges. I remember specifically a Bake Off episode, and someone else made a nice music video that I kept replaying. I always thought it was super cool for some reason. Whatever, but I saw all of that stuff and I wanted to do the same thing, obviously. So I got my iPad. I don't know what iPad it was. It was super old though. It had such a crusty camera. I got an app called Splice, and it was a really basic video editor, but it worked well on the iPad. And I started episodes but never finished them. All my videos are pointless and were not worth watching. I would always start stuff and not know where to go from there. Kind of like what I'm doing right now, talking about it. I kind of think now, if I was doing something similar, how good it would be. Like, I would have all the editing capabilities to do whatever I want, but I don't think it could be that good because I can't write still. I mean, I'm writing a comic right now, but I'm doing it exactly the same as I always done. I don't have a plan for how it's gonna end, really. That's like the area I was most involved in though. Also on the topic, there were some comics that came out that were really good. Those are the only comics I ever read. They featured so many different artists. The comics varied. a lot in style. There was even one that had a manga style. It was even in Japanese and you read it right to left. That was the first manga I read. I read the Ugly Doll manga. The last Ugly Doll thing I got was one of the actual drawings for the Ugly Guide. They were just being sold, so I got one. And I also got the one Ugly Guide book that I was missing since then. This could have actually been before, or I don't know when this was, but I will talk about the YTPMV stuff I was so interested in. And that stands for YouTube Poop Music Videos. I wasn't really into the actual YTP stuff. Somehow the music videos got into my area. The reason I liked them was, I think, mostly the music. Actually, no, not I think. I know it was mostly the music. It got me to listen to a lot that I wouldn't have otherwise. I was still listening to Firework by Katy Perry at this time. I'll just list the songs that I liked and still like now. One was Rainbow Tylenol, which was super popular. Another one was Red Zone. So that was super funny when I played Beat Mania much later on and heard that in it. It's like the meme song. What else? I don't understand these names. Was it Intensive Care Unit? I think that was the name. Funny thing, both Rainbow Tylenol and that song were from a furry music group, which I did not know what that was at the time. I was like 7. I think there were 2 different artists from the same, I think it's called like a label, like a music label, I don't know. Whatever, my contribution to this was that I had another app that my music teacher showed me that's also on the iPad, where you take small clips of videos that you record and it will put it into something like a YouTube Poop music video. It wouldn't have any of the funny memes though, it was its own music, but it would edit the same way. And I made like 10 of those just of Ugly Dolls. I made all the noises myself and they did not make sense. Whatever, I remember specifically asking my dad twice what was used to edit those music videos. It wasn't that. They were probably using Premiere Pro or something, or Vegas, I don't know. He did not know. That's one of the things I'm thankful for now, where I actually know what editing software I can use to do whatever I want. I can do whatever I want on my computer. There was that, and I also really wanted to get into 3D animation when I was younger, but I wonder what would have happened if I got into that. Would I be a professional by now? Maybe. Or I would have gave up super quick. That could have also happened. Eventually, I did what I've always wanted to do. More recently, maybe like 1 or 2 years ago now. I actually posted some on my channel and I got into one collaboration, so that's great. I've been recording for like 30 minutes or maybe even an hour, I don't know. So for now, I might make the second part another video, because this will take a while to edit. But if that is it, get off my page, because are you gonna see here? Ear Roblos. Goodbye!